Uh, Hi, this is Ritik, your biology subject matter expert from MEMONEET. And today's video, we are in the last topic of the microbes in human health. So basically, what we are going to concentrate here is the biocontrols, microbes and their biocontrols, like how the microorganisms have been used as a biocontrollers rather than the chemicals that we use either in agriculture and other field. So when I'm talking of the biocontrols, they are used a biological method to manage the plant disease, okay, and pesticides. Pesticides are nothing but, sorry, pests are nothing but certain insects, which are going to harm your crops. So plant diseases and some of the insects which are actually going to harm the crops. So to avoid that, what we normally do is we use chemicals, right? So to kill them. So just and those chemicals are also harmful or hazardous to the next generation of the plants or else to the human beings who the plant which we are going to consume. So that's why just to avoid that harmful chemicals use, we are actually using a biocontrollers or biocontrol using a biological method. So what is this biological method? Say like if you use a chemicals as a biopest, okay, sorry, not biopest, as a pesticides. Okay, chemicals as a pesticides. What happens? We normally use chemicals like insecticides or pesticides, right? And very sealed, So that is actually going to pollute the environment. Say like it is going to pollute the soil, or it reaches into the soil, reaches to the groundwater level. So in that way, it is going to pollute the soil, or it is going to produce the groundwater. And such chemicals, they will be present on the surface of the plant also. Therefore, they become very harmful for human beings, then for animals, as well as the crops. Because some or the other way it is also going to affect the crop yield. Then the animals which are going to consume those, plants directly, and even human beings indirect way. So, what is the major principle which is behind this biocontroller? Is it's a kind of the natural predations rather than the chemical eradicants of the pests. So, instead of using the chemical, we normally use some natural method to eradicate certain pests. Okay. So, that promotes a biodiversity to maintain a balanced ecosystem. So, one example is organic farming perspective. So, believing, biodiversity enhances the sustainability and health, seeking to manage pests at manageable levels rather than eradicating them. So, if we eradicate them completely, what happens? That could also affect the ecology. So that's why instead of that, we are trying to manage them. Okay, that in such a way that these insects would not come and harm the crops. So in that way, we are using some different techniques and all, so that we are managing the pest level and rather than completely eradicating them. Then holistic approach, like understanding the interaction between the organisms and ecosystem. Avoid indiscriminative killing of life forms to protect beneficial predators and parasitic insects. That means, for example, if an insect is a worm is actually, or any some bacteria or any other insects, they act as pests, like they invade a certain, like they eat up certain plants. So what we can do in that ecosystem, we can release some the other insects or other birds and all, which actually going to eat or depend upon the insects or worms or bacteria, which is harmful for the plants. So in that way, what you are doing, you are maintaining the balance ecosystem and a proper food chain also. So benefits of biocontrols. What are the benefits? Reduces the dependency on the toxic chemical, then supports a living, viable ecosystem. So how do we implant it? Farmers must study the field or organisms, including the what kind of pest is affecting, so that for that pest, which predators are good, their life cycle, then how they're feeding pattern, and habitats to develop an effective biocontrol strategies. So this is what a farmer has to know. Then what are the beneficial insects? Like, see, we have aphids. So that is one which actually feeds on plants, right? So ladybug is one which actually feeds on this aphids. So obviously, when you release a ladybug in that environment, so it is going to eat or feed upon this aphids. In that way, aphids population also gets decreased, but it will maintain biologically. So we are not using chemicals here. Rather, we are using some predators which depends on that pest insects or pest animals. Then dragonflies, which normally used to control the mosquito, because dragonflies, they eat upon the mosquito larva. So in that way, mosquitoes population will be controlled. Then the microbial biocontrol agents are also there, like Bacillus thuringiensis is one method, like BT. So you have heard about the BT cotton. So what happens? A bacterium used to control the butterfly caterpillar. So available as the dried spores in the sachets mixed with the water, and they are sprayed upon the plant. Okay, like bacilles or the fruit trees and all. So what happens is, once this caterpillar that eats upon plant, with that it is also going to take up those what do you say, that spores, right? So the toxic which is released in insects larva gutta. So that is the spores which contains this Bacillus thuringiensis. So it will release a toxic inside the insect larva gut. Okay, which then they're going to killing them while leaving other insects unharmed. So it is not going to harm other insects, but rather the one which is the pest for that plant. Then genetic engineering advances, how they have advanced it is, instead of using that mixing in a water and spraying, BT toxin gene is there, right? Have been introduced into the plant directly. Okay, making them resistant to the insect pest. Then what happens? Indirectly, that plant is getting that BT toxin genes itself. So now it is showing the resistivity towards the insect pest. So cotton, a generally modified crop being cultivated in some region of the country. Then the next last topic is the fungus, that is trichoderma, free living fungi commonly found in root ecosystem of the plant. Effective biocontrol agents against several plant pathogens. Then we have certain viruses like uh, baculoviruses. So it is actually a pathogens that attack insects and other arthropods. So most used species belongs to the genus nucleopolyhedrovirus. Then the species specific and narrow spectrum. Then we have a wide applications of this. Then what is the advantages of this virus, that is baculoviruses? Is no negative effect on the plant. It is not going to affect negatively on the plant or mammals or birds or non-targeting insects. So ideal for conserving beneficial insects in integrated pest management, that is IPM. Then suitable for treating ecology sensitive areas. Okay, for that also you can only target one specific what do you say, that pest. In that way it is not going to harm other pests or other insects, sorry, other animals. So in that way also you are balancing the ecosystem, and you are following the integrated pest management rules. So this is how the microorganisms have been applied in various fields. So first we have checked with household, then industry, then we have checked with the sewage treatment. We have also discussed with the biofilm gases, right? Then lastly, we have came up with their applications in related to what? In related to the pest management. So this was all about the humans, like microbes and human welfare. Like irrespective of negative thing of the microorganism, that is they're pathogenic, they causes diseases and many things. They're also well wishers, or they are also essential and play a very important role in the life of living organisms. Like if there is negative side of some living organism, then there is also positive side of the living organism. So this was all about the chapter summary. And if you feel any doubt, you can reach me out through the Telegram channel or through the comment section. Very important thing is do like, subscribe, and also share with your friends. Thank you.